Sorry for that. Sorry for the late delay, and good morning to everyone who are joining us today. My name is Long Chaoping, and I'll be serving as your moderator today. Welcome to all school students, teachers, parents from all around Malaysia, not forgetting all UMS students and staff present in this session today. Thank you for meeting us again in today's STEM Speakers series. For those who joined us for the very first time, this morning series is a co-joint effort with the Borneo Marin Research Institute, University Malaysia Sabah, aimed to deliver unique and interesting STEM topics designed matter experts to increase interest of school students, teachers, and community alike to venture in the STEM fields. For any question from the audience today, please feel free to drop them on the chat box at the right side of the YouTube session. Please be informed that e-certificate will be given to school students and SDP points for UMS students only, but participants must fill in the form accurately through a QR code which will be shared at the end of the program later. So please stay tuned with us. For today's session, you'll be hearing a presentation from professional technologist TS Dr. Ejria, Saleh on sea level rise impacts to coastal areas. But before we get started, let me introduce you to our speaker. Yes, Dr. Ejria Saleh is an associate professor in Borneo Marine Research Institute of UMS, a research fellow of the Natural Disasters Research Center UMS, and also a member of the Malaysia Nature Society. Her research interests focus on coastal oceanography and community, and climate change as well. She has been sharing her experience and involvement in the related field at the several international conferences and seminars related to her work on the oceanography and climate change adaptation. Today, she will highlight the current issues of the coastal communities and their adaptation to the changing climates. Now, please welcome Dr. Ejria Saleh, who will be speaking to us on this very timely subject. All right, Dr. EJ, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Miss Lam. Good morning. How are you all? I hope you have good time today. Good Friday today. Okay, I hope you all can hear me. Miss Lam, can you hear me?
Very well.
Okay, great. So means that if you can hear me, I assume the others also can hear me. Okay, today we are going to learn about sea level rise and impact to coastal area. Okay. Since I'm in the presenting mode, but you can write down also in the chat box. Okay, your comment, your response, and so on. Actually, I want to ask you all if you staying near the seaside. How many of you staying near the seaside? Because today we are going to talk about the sea level, and the most affected are the seaside or coastal area. Yeah, this is incident early this year in Kudat. Okay, and the water not from the land, not from the rain or from the river, but the water from the sea. Okay, and it's covered, I think, almost 1 feet of the Kudat town, and never happened before, according to the community staying in the area. Kudat is located in the northern part of Sabah. Okay, and this is seawater. What happened in Semporna? Yeah, if you are from east coast of Sabah, this is incident happened in Semporna also this year. The coconut tree and are covered by almost sorry, the the ground And look at this house next to, almost reach the floor of the house. The highest water. This is in KK. You can watch this in the YouTube. Okay, and suddenly have very high water, and the sea also quite rough, and water can overtop. Okay, overtop the road. And this is also happened this year. So what actually going on? So let's explore. Okay. The title of our talk today is sea level rise. Actually, what is sea level rise? This is definition by the the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, IPCC. The height of ocean surface at any given location or sea level is measured either with respect to the surface of the solid earth, okay, and or a geocentric reference, such as the reference of heliocentric or geocentric sea level. Okay, so this is referring to the solid earth. We can explore more about this in the next slide. Oh, it's not here. Oh, okay. I'm not going to teach explain more the scientific terms, but there are certain way to measure the height and the change of water level, and we have certain reference point all over the world. Okay, back to Malaysia. This is our map. Okay, here Sabah and Sarawak, and the most affected by the coastline. The sea level rise is the coastline. Sorry, yeah, the coastline here. And Sabah has about 1,074.3 kilometer. Is a long shoreline, and this is exposed to sea level rise, similar to Sarawak as well, and also Peninsular Malaysia. So this is a little bit of our coastline that make sea level rise is concern to us. Okay. Earlier we defined about the sea level. Okay, so how are we measure this sea level? Okay, there as a reference points is a solid earth, right? So yeah, this is the equipment to measure water level. Okay, called as tide gauge. One instrument. This is the way they keep the instrument, and the one small transducer will connect to the sea and measure the change of water level. And in Indonesia and Malaysia, I only concentrate in the Indonesia side. I forgot to change. Actually, we have also in Malaysia a lot more place in Malaysia as well for this tide gauge. Even in UMSJT also we have one. We have one in KK. All the major town in Sabah we have this tide gauge. Okay, but this is in Indonesia. Okay, distributed in many places. Why I choose why Indonesia here? Because I just presented this kind of talk for the Indonesian audience the other day. Okay, so yeah, we use tide gauge to measure water level. Other than that, because the increasing technology, okay, now we are using satellite to measure sea level. Earlier, we have the station all over the world, and they combine and analyze the data. But now, measuring of sea level much better. We have this satellite, Jason 3, for example, can measure, okay, the whole world, okay, of the sea surface height. And they can not only measure the height, but also they can estimate the thermal expansion based on the sea surface. And one interesting part, we have what we call drifting buoy. This is a one kind of buoy, like a ball actually, drifting all over the world, and inside there we have equipments set up. And the equipments, the buoy will communicate with satellite, and in the same time we measure the water level. And not only that, but also actually this drifting buoy taking temperature of the water, salinity of the water. Okay. What's causing sea level to rise? Another question. Look at this. Why rising? The water level of the sea increasing. First, related with melting of glacier. This is just 10 years different. This is in the North Pole, yeah? This is the glacier. But what happened after 10 years? This is 2018 photo here. And only small part of the glacier left. But back to 2008, actually is a large, huge glacier. And sometimes this glacier will drifting in the water and it's slowly melting. Okay, look at this one. This is all picture taken in 1913 during our great-great-grandfather time. And this area covered by ice. Okay. But after around 100 years, only this one left. What happened to the ice? What happened to the, what we call that? Yeah. What happened to this one? All changed to water. All probably evaporated in the air. Okay. So this example of the picture, but look at this one. This is the graph. Okay. This is 37 reference glacier since 1980. This one. They monitored what happened to this glacier since 1980 to 2017. And it's slowly melting. Okay. Slowly melting and contribute to the water to the ocean. Okay. So the red one actually is showing the total mass loss over time. What is the volume of the glacial loss within this period? And increasing, as you can see there. Okay, another story, thermal expansion of the ocean. Look at this. Earlier, we're talking about the melting ice. But what happened if the the ice or the glacier change to water, it start to heat up by the sun. And once it's the temperature increasing, this is related to global warming, yeah. Once the water sorry, warming, okay, it's expand. It's caused the rising of sea level. Similar, you boiling water in the pot. So once you boil the water, it start to boil, and you can see the water spilled from the kettle if too full. Okay, so this is the explanation. So annual average temperature of the ocean surface have been diverging from 20 in this one 20th century, average more and more since 1980s. So scientists noticed that the change of the water increasing, okay, very fast since here. Actually, what happened in 1880? This is industrial revolution. We start to have cars, we start to have a lot of industry and contribute a lot of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide and air gases in the atmosphere. They contribute to global warming. So this is talking about the temperature earlier. By 2020, last year, okay, the global surface temperature 0.76 Celsius, higher than century average, 100-year average before. Third, shifting of liquid water from land to sea. Okay, because of the industrial, more and more, also water from the ground pump, as you can see here, to the surface for irrigation, for drinking water, industrial uses. So what happened? If we take the water from the ground to the surface, the water start to evaporate. And once evaporate, it's easily turned to the rain, turn as a snow, and back to the sea. And it's cause subsidence. Subsidence means the water, the land will be lower than normal because the water underneath on the ground being taken away, and the water back to atmosphere. And what happened? What else? Contribute to the sea level rise once turned to water. Okay. Earlier we talking about the thermal expansion. This is the impact between, this is the graph here, since 1995 to 2020, and this is the water level in centimeter. So there are three things contribute to water sea level rise. First, thermal expansion. Okay, because of global warming. Another one, adding mostly meltwater from the glacier, from the iceberg. Okay, and once these two combine, the global sea level increase like this. And of course, the ground also going down because some part of the world taking out the water. Okay. Sea level. This is talking about, I'm not going to go in detail about this, but you can see this later. Okay. This is just showing the global sea level. Okay. Once after combine all the elements that contribute to sea level rise. Why sea level matters? Okay, look at our big city or town in Malaysia. Almost all of them located along the coastline. Okay, including Kota Kinabalu. And if we look at the global scale, okay, 8 of the world's 10 largest cities are near the coast. Okay, and population lives in relatively high dense city in coastal area. So what will be the impact of this sea level? Affecting road, bridges, subways, water supply, oil and gas, and all the infrastructure, okay, are at risk of sea level rise if located near the coastline. And this is Manukan. Most of our nice place to visit located in the island along the shoreline also. And this is exposed to sea level rise. Let's see in the global perspective. Look at this big city like Jakarta. Jakarta most of the time experience like this. Okay, and other cities as well like Bangkok, like Dubai. And this is a picture about the extreme sea level. Okay, so where are we? Here, Malaysia. We are in the range of here, yellow, I think yellow color, between 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Okay, so we are at risk of sea level rise. And this is actually predicted for 2100. At the moment, we are not really feel it because sea level actually it's very slow. Okay, the increasing of water level is very slow, but things make it worse is the other element. We'll explain you later. We'll explain you later in the next slide. And this is the impact of natural hazard to global environment and social aspect. And I try to relate it with the sea level. It's not really mentioned here, but look at this one, the storm. The storm, what will happen to the sea level rise? The sea level, if we have storm, it will rising. Okay, how about flood? Flood normally we relate with the fresh water. Recently, early this month, we experienced very bad flood, especially in Penampang area. But what happened if this flood accidentally happened during high tide? It caused also flood in coastal area. Okay, and also related with the weather. Can be typhoon, can be cyclone. Okay, what will happen if this cyclone event? The water or sea level will increase. And here, this is the distribution of natural hazard within continents, and we are living in this area in Asia. Here, 37% 7%. Okay, of the natural hazard estimate to affecting us. Impacts of sea level rise. I give you one example. This is Caribbean. This is one country in the Pacific Ocean. We are here, Malaysia, and this is South America. So Caribbean is related in the middle of the ocean, and there are people living in the area, and they are living on the island. About more than 100,000 population, and they are not like us. We have big land. Their area is like this. Islands consists of island, and these people, look at this, because of their sea level rise, their houses. Okay, look at this auntie here. So worried, nowhere to go. Almost entire island covered, probably will covered by water, and worse during typhoon, during cyclone, during high tide. So she's thinking where to go. The water is rising. And how they try to survive. Okay, they try to survive. And they put this from coral. Seawall from coral. Okay. This is how they do. How they protect the houses. But how to survive in this kind of situation? It's the sea level is keep increasing. That people cannot control, but they try to adapt. Okay, the writing here just explanation. You can read this later. Okay, so this is a situation of the island countries. And this is also an explanation what this country, Caribbean, do to their population. They try to buy, land at nearby island like Fiji. This is the solution of the government. They try to seek support from the big country like China. How to elevate the island, how to increase the height of the island, okay, so by dredging. And they are also trying to migrate to other countries like New Zealand. They slowly, ask for job and stay there. And they hope that they can, permanently stay there and at the end, one way to evacuate from the country. This is the big impact. Where these people going if there are no place to stay? Okay, if their island or their country underwater. So that's why they try to buy land in other island or other countries, other countries. Because there are no way to go and to become, to move to other countries is not easy. And these people call as a climate refugee. Okay. How about in Sabah? Back to Sabah. This is Sabah map. Okay. And this is the elevation relative to sea level rise. Most of our coastal area are actually exposed to sea level rise, but the most affected part is in Sandakan area, where we have large area of low-lying area. As you can see here, the more red means the high risk of sea level. Have you heard of Gulisan Island? This is in Sandakan, Turtle Island. One of the island in Turtle Island. Look at this. This is in 2010. Just 6 years different. We have this is the, what we call it, the structure. Okay. The yellow one. Yellow one is a turtle nesting area. Okay. This is how it looks like. Okay. This is a structure, a house, a house on the island for the staff to take care of the island and also the turtles. But what happened in 2000, just 6 years after that, no more structure. And they built another new one here, and only this one left. And no trees anymore here, only left just the same. And the turtle also probably disappear because they cannot land and they cannot nest in this island anymore. Okay, this is another island. The most affected in Malaysia actually is the people living in the island. You know why? There's nowhere to go. But for those staying in the coastal area, they just move. It's move to the other place. Okay, look at this. I'm sure you recognize this. This is a toilet. Before, the house was here. Okay, the house, and normally toilet they put at the back of the house, right? Especially in the coastal area. And what happened now? They're not here anymore. Only this one left. They'll move to other place. And they cannot stay here anymore because of the very, very high wave actually, and strong wind during during northeast monsoon. So again, back to the sea level rise. Sea level rise, we can't really see the change, but it's triggered by the strong wind. What else? Rough sea, typhoon, okay? All those things will make the water increase. And this is the people living in this area. No house to stay. So how they survive? They stay with the other family, okay? And the house also just made from woods. Is not strong enough to defend the strong wind or wave. Again, here, this is this area experience very strong erosion. Okay, but luckily no houses, no community living in this area. But how about this one? This one, actually the house, they have roof here, but this one also, the roof also disappeared because of the strong wind. The water also very high, especially during northeast monsoon, and affected this house. Okay, the people here also ready to want to move already to other place. This is taken last 3 years because they cannot stand with the impact of seawater. This one nice house. This is Batu Seri Balambangan. Nice house, but they try to protect the house because it's very, very cost for them to move to the new place. Okay, so they try to protect and they use whatever they have. So like this one, they use wood. And also coral and so on to protect the water level and strong wave to the house. But during our interview, they said during high tide, the water can go into this part, covered entire area. Okay. This is this is long report. I'm not going to go in detail about this, but we experienced erosion, and we have record here. The coastline affected by beach erosion, and beach erosion normally related with the water to take out all the sand. Okay. As I would like to conclude our talk today, and this is the summary of what we learned today. Okay. Hang on. Yeah, I forgot to explain this one. So once we experience as water level increase or beach erosion, all interrelated, okay, we try to adapt. Okay. And there are many ways to adapt. Like this one way of adaptation, but this is only temporary. I don't know how long this one will take. Okay. But I think this is reflecting to this one. Oh, here. They try to build protection. Okay. From the increasing water level. Some of the community staying in the coastal area, they increase the elevation of the house. It's like now we can see here, right? They covered they use the, how to say, the lower part of this house. But next time, build house like this. We still. So once we have water, it's not affecting your the what we call that properties inside the house. Only affecting the lower part. It's reduced risk and properties loss. Compared to here, we have fridge, we have everything underneath here, and this is need to modify if near the seaside. Or next action, if getting worse, ready to retreat. Don't stay there anymore. Go further inland or move to other place. But this one also actually a last solution. To relocate people, community is not easy. Okay. So yeah, this is the strategy apply for sea level rise. We need to study which one is the most suitable part. Okay, this is the what we call it, change of water level in 80s. Okay, the global average sea level is only 1.7 mm per year, but what happened now, it's more than 3.2 mm per year, almost double increasing of sea level compared to about 20 years ago. And what loss of or what is the impact of sea level rise is all in here. Okay. Disappearing of lowland area or island. I show in the example Sabah and the Pacific Island. Increase of flood, you can see in the beginning of the picture. Increase of beach erosion, you can see the houses. People not there anymore, only the toilet left. And saltwater intrusion. I forgot to show you this one, but there are actually picture that they well, Perigi, they cannot use the well anymore. No source of fresh water anymore because the water turned to salty. And we need every day fresh water for drinking. That's it for today. Thank you for your attention. I end my show here.
Okay, thank you for that excellent presentation, Doctor. Very interesting and informative topic.
Let's check in the chat. Oh no.
Now we invite for some questions. So the participants, if you have any questions, please submit it to the YouTube live session chat box there. Then I will read it out to be answered by our guest speaker today.
Yeah. You can share your experience as well. Okay, anyone of you staying near the seaside? Boleh juga tulis dalam Melayu. If you are about 20 years now, below 20 lah, you will experience more impact of sea level rise. As you can see, most of the data that presented earlier, within 20 years, we can see the big difference. So how are we going to what we call this? Reduce the impact of sea level in coastal area. Can you think about that? We have mangrove planting, okay, coral planting. This is one way to strengthen our coast. They reduce the energy of the wave to reach the shoreline.
Doctor, we have one question from the YouTube session.
Okay.
It's by Sudanti Yogeswaran, which sounds like, do sea creatures adapt to sea level rise? Do you want to repeat?
Can you repeat again?
Do sea creatures have adapt? No, I repeat. Do sea creatures can adapt to sea level rise?
Do sea creatures adapt to sea level rise? Yes, they can. But yeah, actually they can. They can. Okay. Example fish. Okay, example fish. If they know they track the ecosystem, okay, at risk, okay, at risk, for example, sea level, right? Sea level probably increase the salinity. Sea level, the water from the sea. Okay, once it goes to coastal area, I'm talking about the estuary, yeah. The estuary become more saline. Dia lebih masin. Okay, so what this fish do? Of course they can go to further inland, further inside the estuary. Okay, to adapt. However, if the situation occurred within the short period of time, this animal unable to adapt with the drastic change of the environment. Okay. including the water level earlier. Sea creatures only able to mostly able to move to different place where they can save for their life lah. Yeah. Okay, another thing related with that, sea creatures that, how to say, sessile, that are unable to swim to other place, like fish. Example, clam. Okay, what else? Example, probably crabs. Crabs can run away, right? Let's say example, clam. This is the most affected one because they only stay in that particular area. Am I answering you? Hello. Can you hear me? Siapa ni? Lam? Miss Lam?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought I lost my line. Very quiet.
I guess you answered it very well. Next question is budget. He asked whether the sea level rise have any impact on the aquatic plant.
Aquatic plant? Yes. Actually, they change. Sea level rise. How to say? Give mostly more. I think 80% give negative impact to the environment. Yeah, and sorry, the question impact to the plant.
Specifically, is the aquatic plant.
Oh, okay, aquatic plant. Yes, and sea level rise actually very much related with the erosion. Okay, we take mangrove, bakau. Bakau once exposed too long, okay, or change of the environment because of example sea level rise, exposed to the water most of the time, this kind of plant also either degraded or die, mati juga because of changing environment. Another thing, talking about plant, right? Most of our marine plant, example, seagrass, seagrass, okay. They need photosynthesis. Okay, so once the sea level increase, probably certain species are unable to do their photosynthesis lah, and probably new species will dominate the area. Okay.
Wow, they are quite informative. That is quite informative. So can we move on to third question, which is they ask if sea level rise can be reversed.
Can be reversed.
Yeah.
Can means reduce lah kan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Based on our what we call the data that we have. Okay. Hang on. What happened to my slide? Okay. Based on the data that we have. Okay. Look at this one. Yeah. Example this one lah kan. I think we only can do mitigation. Okay. There are 3 cores of sea level rise, as we discussed. Melting of the glacier or the ice in the northern pole. Okay, expansion and also this one, thermal expansion, and also this. So we need to tackle this. Okay, for example, okay, all these things we need to tackle. For example, here, pumping too much water from the ground. Okay, we should try to preserve our environment. Forests, try to, how to say, make it ethics. Reduce deforesting. Because the forest, the trees can keep groundwater and reduce evaporation. Reduce, I don't know, we're talking about irrigation, we need technology. Okay, technology to reduce use of groundwater. Okay. Talking about this one, thermal expansion, we try to reduce greenhouse gases. Okay, a lot of effort now to reduce carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide that increase our temperature. It's contribute to the how to say global warming. So we need to reduce that. Use green technology. Have you heard that? Use green technology. Recycling effort or upcycling effort. All these actually indirectly contribute to slow down global warming. Okay, and once temperature decrease, this one also probably slow down. And how about this? Actually interrelated as well. Because of the warming of the earth, this phenomenon also occurred. Melting also occurred. So how are we interesting part, back to us. How are we contribute to global warming? That at the end can probably slow down sea level rise. How we reduce global warming? So use green energy. Can. What else? Plant more trees. What else? How we as an individual? Use resources wisely. Okay. What else? Reduce traveling. Reduce, no, sorry. Yeah, the carbon footprint, all this related. Hey, I talk too much, Lam. Miss Lam?
Oh, it's not too much. But due to the time limit, so I can only ask another 2 questions from the YouTube also. The first one is mangrove trees and coral reef cannot adapt to climate change. Can Professor do explain a bit about this? That is the first one. And then second one is about the global warming. Can it affect the sea level rise?
Okay, one by one. Okay. The other one, the mangrove cannot adapt climate change. Okay. Actually, why I said that, mangrove, how to say? How to say? How to explain? Actually, when talking about the three marine ecosystem, okay, seagrass, coral reef. If you listen to previous talk, you're talking about seagrass, and there also somebody talking about the coral, right? And also mangrove. Actually, mangrove is the most adapt to this changing environment. However, I said that why cannot adapt if there are you know we have the sea level rise. Okay. Before that, before we relate, the question is about sea level. Global warming, right? Okay. So and the topic today is sea level rise. How this global warming and sea level rise are interrelated? Yalah, here lah. Okay. If too warm, these glaciers start to melting and increase the water level indirectly. In talking about sea global warming. So now, okay. Mangrove. Why cannot adapt with the changing climate? If this is happen too how to say, too fast or severe. If we have typhoon, okay, we have typhoon and affect the mangrove area or coastal area, entire area will be damaged. This is happen in Philippines. Okay. Now, you know the Yolanda, the highest recorded typhoon in the history. Okay, what happened to the mangrove? Also disappeared. Okay, and they tried to replant back, and the mangrove cannot adapt with the new environment because the original ecosystem already changed. So they had to change into different species. Okay, different species. And mangrove take time to grow, take years to grow. Okay, and since the area already exposed, okay, exposed to the sea, okay, and water level change, current change, wave also change. Okay, and some part of the mangrove area. I give you example what happening there. So the area the mangrove planted there, not all survive. Not all survive. So this one there, back to the question, all depending on the level of the how to get extreme event affect to the area.
Wow.
Second question. I haven't answered it.
Oh,
Second question.
it's about the global warming, whether it affect the sea level rise.
Sorry,
Do
the
global warming also affect sea level rise?
global warming affects sea level rise. This is a question.
Yes.
Global warming affects sea level rise. Okay. This one. This is I take this example lah, yeah. Once the global warming, the talking about global warming is related with the temperature, right? So once the temperature warming means the temperature will be increased. Okay, will be increased like this. And what happened once our earth hot or warm? The water start to expand like this, like a balloon. Once we heat up the air, the inside the balloon it start to expand. So similar to the water as well. So the answer is yes. Sea level increase. And yes, its effect and sea level increase.
So that's the last.
Am I answering
Yes.
the question?
Thank you for the answer. So it's the last question, and seems like we are reaching the end of today's session. Now, thank you again for answering those questions, Doctor, and for your wonderful presentation this morning. Also, thank you to all the audience today for your participation. Now, the link and QR code for registration and e-certificate will be shared shortly for school students and UMS students. So please fill in your details accurately and answer the simple feedback questionnaire in the form. All the students shall receive e-certificate and SDP point for UMS students only. With this, we conclude the webinar. It was a pleasure to have all of you with us today. Thank you and see you again. We look forward to seeing you in the next STEM speaker series scheduled on next Monday, 4th of October. Thank you so much, Doctor, once again.
Thank you all the best. Take care.
Doctor, we are done. So we may all leave the meeting right now. Thank you so much again, Doctor.
Sorry, Acha, no chat come out. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, stay.
Bye.